Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today we're diving headfirst into the spooky, the strange, the downright unbelievable. We're talking about paranormal abilities, those superpowers that some people claim to possess while science sits in the corner, shaking its head and muttering something about lack of evidence. Now, I'm not saying I believe any of this stuff, but I'm also not saying it. Look, the world's a weird place. We've got platypuses laying eggs, fish that climb waterfalls, and politicians who can talk for hours without actually saying anything. So, who's to say there aren't people out there bending spoons with their minds or reading your grandma's mind? We're counting down the top 10 paranormal abilities that just might make you question everything you thought you knew about reality. Buckle up, grab your tinfoil hats, and try not to let the sheer impossibility of it all keep you up at night. Or do. Because honestly, a little fear never hurt anyone. Just might make you sleep with the lights on for a few weeks. But hey, at least you'll be able to see the shadow people more clearly, right? Alright, first up on our paranormal hit parade is psychokinesis, also known as telekinesis. You know, the drill moving stuff with your mind, like actually moving it. No hands, no wires, no sneaky magnets, just pure brain power. Think Matilda stopping that car with her mind? Or 11 shutting that door on the Demogorgon? It's the kind of power we all secretly wish we had, especially when we're too lazy to get up and grab the remote. Imagine the possibilities. Channel surfing without lifting a finger, finally winning that staring contest with your cat, maybe even getting your laundry to fold itself. But before you start practicing your best, these aren't the droids you're looking for routine. Let's get real for a second. Despite countless claims and blurry YouTube videos, science is pretty skeptical about psychokinesis. They say it's all just trickery, illusions, and people with really good hand-eye coordination. But you know, sometimes I wonder, what if those scientists are just in cahoots with the government trying to keep this mind-blowing power under wraps? What if they're afraid of what we'll do with it? I mean, imagine if everyone could control things with their minds. Chaos. Utter, beautiful chaos. Alright, moving on to our next contender in the Paranormal Olympics extrasensory perception, or ESP for those of you who like to keep things short and spooky. This one's a real doozy, folks. We're talking about the ability to gather information without using any of your five senses. Yeah, you heard that right. No sight, no sound, no taste, no touch, no smell. Just pure, unadulterated intuition. Like that feeling you get when you know your phone's about to ring, and it's definitely your mom because no one else would call you at this hour. Except, imagine that feeling on steroids. ESP believers claim it can manifest in a bunch of different ways, from telepathy, which we'll get to later, to clairvoyance, which is basically like having psychic Google Maps for the future. It's the sixth sense, the third eye, the whole shebang. And according to some, it's something we're all born with, but most of us lose touch with it as we grow up and become boring, rational adults. But hey, maybe there's hope for us yet. Maybe, just maybe, with a little practice and a whole lot of wishful thinking, we can tap back into that hidden well of extrasensory awesomeness. Or maybe we'll just end up looking like we're trying to telepathically order pizza. Either way, it's going to be an adventure. Alright folks, buckle up because we're diving into some seriously spooky territory telepathy. You know, that whole talking to someone with your mind thing. No phones, no DMs, just pure brainwaves bouncing around. Honestly, it sounds like something straight out of a cheesy sci-fi movie, but hey, who am I to judge? Some folks believe that telepathy isn't just some made-up superpower. It's the real deal. A sixth sense that kicks in during emergencies. Like, imagine your buddy's about to walk into a trap and suddenly, bam! You get this overwhelming feeling of dread like a psychic text message screaming, "Danger, Will Robinson!" They say these telepathic vibes are strongest between people who are super close. Like twins who can practically read each other's minds, or that one friend you've known since kindergarten who can finish your sentences. It's like their brains are on the same wavelength, sharing thoughts and feelings like it's nobody's business. And here's where it gets really interesting. Some even think telepathy could be a form of ESP, like a bonus feature on your already impressive psychic resume. I mean, if you can read minds, why not see the future or move stuff with your brain while you're at it? The possibilities are endless and slightly terrifying if you ask me. Alright, ghost enthusiasts and skeptics alike, get ready to delve into the world of clairvoyance, which is basically like having a direct line to the spirit world, but instead of a phone, it's your brain. It's like someone slipped you the cosmic cheat codes to the universe, and you're suddenly privy to information that's usually hidden from us mere mortals. Now, clairvoyance isn't just about seeing dead people, although that's certainly a big part of it. It's about tapping into a hidden realm of knowledge, a place where time and space don't really exist in the same way they do here. It's like having access to a cosmic library, but instead of dusty books, you're sifting through energy, vibes, and maybe the occasional ghostly apparition. Some believe that clairvoyance is a gift bestowed upon a select few who are sensitive enough to tune into these subtle frequencies. Others think it's a skill that can be developed through meditation, practice, and maybe a healthy dose of skepticism. I mean, let's be real, there are a lot of people out there who claim to have the sight, but not all of them are legit. But here's where things get really interesting. Clairvoyance is often linked to other psychic abilities like clairaudience, which is basically the audio version of clairvoyance. It's like having a radio receiver implanted in your brain, picking up whispers, messages, and maybe even full-blown conversations from the other side. Alright folks, get ready to feel the heat because we're tackling a paranormal ability that's straight up fire pyrokinesis. The ability to control fire with your mind. You know, like that scene in Firestarter where Drew Barrymore sets things ablaze with a flick of her wrist. Yeah, we're talking about that kind of mind-blowing, potentially dangerous power. Now, pyrokinesis isn't just about starting bonfires with your brain, although that would be a pretty sweet party trick, I'll admit. It's about manipulating the very essence of fire, bending it to your will, and maybe even extinguishing flames with the power of your thoughts. It's like being a firebender from Avatar, but instead of fancy martial arts moves, you're using your mind as the ultimate lighter. Alright, buckle up because this next one is a real humdinger. Psychometry. You ever hold something like an old watch or your grandma's dusty porcelain doll and get a weird vibe? Like really weird? Well, psychometrists claim they can take those vibes to the next level. They say by touching an object they can tap into its history, see its past owners, maybe even get a glimpse of its future. Talk about your pre-owned merchandise, right? Okay, so we've talked about moving stuff with your mind and picking up vibes from old spoons. But what if I told you some people claim they can see the future? No, I'm not talking about your friend who swears they knew you were going to order the chicken wings. I'm talking about precognition, the alleged ability to perceive future events. Now, this is some heavy stuff. We're talking major league psychic phenomena here. People who claim to have precognitive abilities say they get flashes of insight, vivid dreams, or just a nagging feeling about what's going to happen. Alright folks, get ready for this one because we're about to dive into some seriously trippy territory. We're talking about bilocation, the alleged ability to be in two places at once. Yeah, you heard that right. Think of it like the ultimate party trick, except instead of pulling a rabbit out of a hat, you're pulling yourself out of, well, yourself. Now, I'm not talking about those times you could have sworn you saw your doppelganger at the mall. We've all been there. No, bilocation is some next-level stuff. We're talking mystics, saints, and magical adepts who claim to be able to physically project their consciousness, their actual being, to a different location. Alright, strap in, because we're diving headfirst into some seriously spooky territory with this one, post-cognition. It's like having a rewind button for reality, except you don't get to choose what you see, and it's probably a murder. Imagine chilling at home, maybe microwaving some questionable leftovers, and bam, you're suddenly hit with a vision. But not just any vision. A crystal clear replay of something that already happened. That's post-cognition in a nutshell. Buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to embark on a journey into the realm of astral projection. This is where things get a little less true crime and a little more woo-woo. But hey, variety is the spice of life, right? Astral projection, or out-of-body experiences, OBEs, is the supposed ability to consciously separate your spirit or consciousness from your physical body. Imagine yourself as a cosmic traveler, soaring through the astral plane, leaving your fleshy meat suit behind to catch some Z's. Well, folks, there you have it. 10 paranormal abilities that might just make you question everything you thought you knew about reality. Are they real? Are they just a bunch of hooey? That's for you to decide. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into the paranormal, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more mysterious content. Let us know in the comments which ability you found the most fascinating. Until next time, stay curious.